Dobden,
Stravete.
and welcome back to our little Bulgarian adventure.
Yes, it's been quite a chilly week this week.
I think it feels colder than it has all winter.
Yes.
We've got a really nasty wind that has quite a high chill factor.
I think we got lulled by the good weather a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then it went really cold again.
Yeah, it seems to hit you worse after you've had a bit of sunshine and warm weather.
But it's due to warm up next week, and hopefully then it'll keep going in that direction. So
Yeah, we can keep our fingers crossed. It'd be good to get out in the garden.
it will get some of those jobs done that we need to do. What have we done this week, Lynn?
Well, we started off in the woodland, but that was soon brought to a halt.
Yes, we started making progress. It was a bit chilly, but once we got moving about, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, just repairing our hedges and filling in bits, trimming a few trees.
Yep, so we thought we'll carry on with that on Monday. And we woke up to 3 inches of snow.
Yeah, which had all gone by about 5 o'clock. It was all back again Tuesday.
Yes. So that wrote Monday in the woodland off.
And Tuesday,
it was Engelbert's day.
yeah, he had to go to the vets.
Yeah.
He's the last of our kittens to get done. So we took him off.
Yeah.
He was very vocal.
He didn't want to go.
He didn't want to be in the pet carrier. He was by far the noisiest. But he was the only kitten that went on his own.
Yes.
All the others went in pairs. So.
But he came back and he was almost back to normal that evening.
Yeah, he seemed to recover quite quickly.
And now he's Engelbert.
And for once we had no problems.
No. So that was a nice change.
Yeah, he just came in, picked him up, brought him home, no problems.
But while he was in the vets, I managed to get my car insurance sorted. I went to the same place as I got the preg leg done. They sorted out my insurance, and it's 74 leather for 3 months, which isn't too bad. That works out at about £30. Then I had a puncture. Well, not then I did.
No, you've had a puncture for a while.
I've had a puncture for a while, but I finally got around to getting it fixed. And despite the obvious language barriers, got it done. They fixed it there and then they charged me the grand total of £2.50, so about £1.
Yeah. Adam was so struck by how little it cost that when they offered to fit it back on the car and place in the spare, he went, no, don't worry, I'll do that.
I felt wrong getting them to do it. I thought I was taking advantage.
So you came home and changed it yourself?
Yeah. One other thing we found when we've been going out and doing bits and pieces around Targovishti is a number of small coffee machines that you find, which are very good.
Yeah, the coffee in them is very, very drinkable and so very cheap.
And this is what they're like. These are quite a common sight on the streets of Bulgaria. Coffee vending machines. They're nothing like the coffee vending machines in the UK, in that the coffee in them is actually very good. Prices range from around 50 statonkis up to 80 statonkis, depending on what you have. And each machine has a large range of different styles of coffee. Next to this machine, there's also a vending machine that does chocolate, crisps, drinks, the sort of thing you'd imagine. But if you look carefully at the bottom, you'll notice something a bit different. That's right, this machine dispenses 2 different types of beer. Once again, the prices are very reasonable. Even the beer is only 1 lev 20. You don't get that in the UK.
Yeah, the only way I ever get Adam into Kaufland is if I promise him a coffee from the machine outside afterwards.
It's my reward.
They do an Irish cream one, which I'm not particularly fond of.
Something we did actually manage to get done this week was following on from a couple of weeks ago when I started making the bacon. We've now finished the bacon. It was just a case of the final few steps and getting it ready to eat, and this is how we did it. It's now been 2 weeks since I put the bacon onto cure. It's been turned every day, and you can see along here and around the back where the moisture's been drawn out of the bacon as it's cured. It's now ready for rinsing. What we do is we rinse it in cold water for half an hour just to wash off any residual salt off the surface of the bacon. Next we have to dry the pork after it's been washed. It just gets a little pat down with some kitchen roll, just to take the worst of the water off. And to prepare it for slicing, we wrap it in cling film and just pop it in the freezer to stiffen it up for about half an hour. There are lots of different ways you can slice your bacon. I'm lucky enough to have a bacon slicer or a meat slicer, but you can just as easily do it with a sharp knife. Just cut it into thin rashers and you're ready to go. We now have the bacon on the bacon slicer ready to slice, and this is how we do that. I've sliced as much of the bacon as I can. I've now got to the end part, which doesn't go through the slicer particularly well. What we tend to do is we cut it into chunks, put it in a tomato or a cheese sauce, serve it with pasta, and it's delicious. And this is what we managed to get from the 1.5 kilograms of loin that we bought originally. We have 6 packs of bacon, each with 9 rashers in. There's 3 of us, that's 3 each. There's another pack here which we're going to eat now, and some offcuts just for taste tests. We've also got the chunks of bacon lardons for use with our pasta dish. Of course, the real test is how well it cooks. It doesn't shrink or release that white residue you get from wet cured bacon, and let me assure you, it's delicious.
Wednesday, we went off to visit friends.
We did. We headed up towards Silistra, which, if you don't know, is on the Danube. We didn't go to Silistra that day, but it was in that region.
Yeah, we went to see Teresa and Ivan, who are moving out here soon.
Yeah.
But they're over at the moment just picking up their van to drive back to the UK so they can bring the rest of their stuff over.
It wasn't just picking up the van though, was it? The main reason we went was to help clear the vineyard.
Yes, it'd been invaded by Tree of Heaven.
Yes.
Or Paradise. Tree of Heaven.
Yeah. Or stinkweed as the locals call it.
Yeah, Ivan's not fond of it at all
No.
because it had invaded his what was once a lovely vineyard.
Yes, so we went along, we helped remove any vegetation and trees that shouldn't be there.
Ivan taught me a little bit about grape pruning.
Yes, by the time we finished, we felt we'd made some progress, and hopefully
enough to inspire Ivan to finish it off.
Yeah. So good luck with that.
On the journey there, we actually thought on the day we're not going to be doing anything because we went through amazing weather to get there, didn't we?
We had blizzards, we had 2 snow ploughs.
Yeah.
In a space of 120 kilometres.
Yeah.
And we thought there is no way we're going to be working outside of this. But about 10 miles from there, 10 kilometres from there, turned the corner, green fields.
Sunshine.
Snow, a little trace of snow, but nothing.
Very little.
And yeah, it was almost like spring, wasn't it?
It was. It's like going into Spring Valley. And we had a lovely day there. We had excellent food.
Yeah.
Excellent wine.
Absolutely.
Courtesy of Ivan. Maybe a little too much wine.
Very possibly.
We deserved it.
We think so.
All of us, not just us.
And
we met another friend of theirs.
we did. So hello, Dave.
Hi Dave, if you're watching. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
And we stayed the night.
And the next day we went to Silistra.
Had a look at the Danube.
Had a look at Romania.
Yeah.
Across
Full
the
of
Danube.
trees.
It's full of trees.
That's all we could see from where we were. Trees.
And had a pleasant day and came back here.
Yeah. Went and had a coffee. It was very nice. So thank you very much for your hospitality, Ivan and Teresa. We did get back to a little downturn.
Yes, when we got back we found that one of the kittens didn't appear to be doing particularly well.
Yeah, it was one of the ones we'd taken last week, not Engelbert. But it was very quiet, wasn't getting out of a basket, wasn't moving much, wasn't eating. So we had a bit of a emergency trip to the vets yesterday afternoon just to check her out.
The vet had to look at him, injected him with some stuff, cleaned up where the surgery had taken place last week. We have to take him back this afternoon.
Yeah, so as soon as we finish this, we'll be heading off again.
Yeah, so fingers crossed, everything goes according
okay.
to plan, and he'll be bouncing back in no time.
Yeah, we hope so. So I think that's about it for this week, isn't it?
Yes, I think that covers us for this week. Hopefully with the weather getting better next week, we can get outside and get a bit more done. And maybe even start Max's bedroom.
Yes, Adam has put his cement mixer together.
Yes.
Which was fun.
It's not at all like the instructions, but it did go together.
It did. We think they'd used an old instruction manual with a newer model of cement mixer,
yes,
because the number
help.
of nuts and screws didn't tie up, but they did tie up with the number of holes we had in the cement mixer.
So it's together. We haven't used it with cement, but we've turned it on. It goes round, which is a good start.
Yeah, it doesn't sound awful. So.
No. So hopefully, as I say, we'll get to use that soon and get Max's bedroom underway.
True.
So, until next week, stay safe.
Stay well.
And we'll see you then.
Doskaro.
Doskoro.